Imagine a hurricane unlike anything we've ever seen, a storm so powerful, so vast that it defies all our current models and expectations. This isn't science fiction, this is the future we're hurtling towards as our planet warms and our climate changes. By the middle of this century, the hurricanes we face could be far more destructive than anything in recorded history. Today, we're going to explore how climate change is reshaping our planet's weather systems, and why the hurricanes of the future could pose an unprecedented threat to human civilization. Let's start with the facts. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, global sea surface temperatures have increased by about 0.88 degrees Celsius from 1850 to 1900 to 2011 to 2020. This warming trend is expected to continue throughout the 21st century. Hurricanes derive their energy from warm ocean waters. The minimum sea surface temperature required for tropical cyclone formation is approximately 26.5 degrees Celsius, or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. As our oceans warm, we're essentially providing more fuel for these storms. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that for every 1 degree Celsius increase in global average surface temperature, we can expect a 5% increase in maximum tropical cyclone wind speeds. If global temperatures rise by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius by mid-century, which is within the range of IPCC projections, we could see hurricane wind speeds increase by 10 to 15%. But it's not just about wind speeds. The IPCC reports that global mean sea level has risen by about 20 centimeters between 1901 and 2018. More alarmingly, the rate of sea level rise has accelerated in recent decades. From 2006 to 2018, the rate was about 3.7 millimeters per year, more than twice the rate for 1971 to 2006. By mid-century, depending on our emissions pathway, we could see sea levels rise by an additional 15 to 30 centimeters. Some projections for 2100 suggest rises of up to 1 meter or more. This matters for hurricane impact because even a small rise in sea level can significantly amplify the effects of storm surge. A study in the journal Nature Communications found that sea level rise this century could increase the frequency of extreme water level events by 25 to 50 times in some areas. The threat doesn't end there. Warmer air can hold more moisture. For each degree Celsius of warming, the air's capacity for water vapor goes up by about 7%. This translates to more potential rainfall during hurricanes. A 2020 study published in Nature found that North Atlantic hurricanes are already ramping up faster and developing into more extreme storms more quickly, a phenomenon known as rapid intensification. The study projects that by the end of the century we could see up to 10% more rainfall within 100 kilometers of a hurricane's center. Extrapolating this trend, we might expect to see a 5 to 7% increase in hurricane-related rainfall by mid-century. Recent research suggests that tropical cyclones have slowed their translational speed by about 10% over land since 1949. This slowing trend is expected to continue as global temperatures rise. Slower-moving storms mean more time to dump rain over a given area, potentially leading to catastrophic flooding. Hurricane Harvey in 2017 was a prime example of this, stalling over Houston and dropping more than 60 inches of rain in some areas. By mid-century we could see more storms exhibiting this behavior. As if that weren't enough, the very range of hurricanes is expanding. As warm waters expand poleward, so too could the reach of these devastating storms. A study in the journal Nature Geoscience suggests that tropical cyclones could occur over a wider range of latitudes, potentially affecting regions that have rarely or never experienced these storms before. So what does all this mean for the future? By mid-century we could be facing hurricanes that are more intense, with wind speeds potentially 10 to 15% higher than today's strongest storms. They could be wetter, dropping significantly more rainfall, perhaps 5 to 7% more than current hurricanes. These future storms might move more slowly, increasing flood risk in affected areas, and be more likely to rapidly intensify, complicating evacuation efforts. They could be capable of affecting a wider geographical range and be more destructive due to higher storm surges amplified by sea level rise. The potential human and economic costs are staggering. A 2019 report by the National Institute of Building Sciences found that for every $1 spent on hazard mitigation, the nation can save $6 in future disaster costs. However, our current infrastructure and disaster response systems may be inadequate for the storms of the future. Consider the following scenarios based on scientific projections. A hurricane with sustained winds exceeding 180 miles per hour, stronger than any recorded Atlantic hurricane, makes landfall near a major coastal city. With sea levels 15 to 30 centimeters higher than today, the storm surge penetrates further inland than any previous hurricane. Rainfall totals exceed 60 inches in some areas. The economic damage could easily surpass $300 billion, potentially making it the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. Or imagine a slow-moving Category 4 hurricane stalling over a densely populated coastal area for several days. The combination of intense rainfall and storm surge overwhelms flood defenses, leading to widespread contamination of water supplies. The impact on the region's infrastructure and industry causes global economic ripples. Perhaps most frightening is the scenario of a rapidly intensifying hurricane that catches forecasters off guard, strengthening from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in just 24 hours before making landfall. The speed of intensification leaves little time for evacuation, potentially leading to significant loss of life. These scenarios are not certainties, but they are within the realm of possibility given current climate projections. They underscore the urgent need for action on multiple fronts. The most effective long-term strategy is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to limit future warming. The Paris Agreement aims to keep global temperature rise this century well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Achieving this goal would significantly reduce the risks of extreme hurricane scenarios. We need to invest in resilient infrastructure designed to withstand the storms of the future. This includes improved flood defenses, storm-resistant buildings, and upgraded power and water systems. As hurricanes become capable of more rapid intensification, we need to improve our forecasting capabilities. This could involve investments in new satellite technology, enhanced computer modeling, and improved communication systems to disseminate warnings. Natural buffers like mangrove forests and coral reefs can significantly reduce the impact of storm surge. Protecting and restoring these ecosystems should be a priority. Coastal communities need to develop comprehensive adaptation plans. This might include managed retreat from the most vulnerable areas, elevating critical infrastructure, and developing robust evacuation procedures. The challenge we face is immense but not insurmountable. By taking action now, we can significantly reduce the risks posed by future hurricanes. The decisions we make in the coming years will shape the world we live in by the middle of this century and beyond. Remember, these projections are based on our current understanding and could change as we gather more data and improve our models. However, the overall trend is clear. The hurricanes of the future pose a grave threat, and we need to act now to mitigate that threat. As we stand at this crossroads of human history, we face a profound question. Will we be remembered as the generation that saw the storm coming and chose to act, or the one that stood idle as the winds of change gathered force? The hurricanes of the future are more than just weather events. They are a reflection of our relationship with the planet we call home. The question isn't just whether we'll be prepared for the hurricanes of the future, it's whether we'll rise to the challenge of being the change we need to see in the world. The storm is coming, but so are we.